All right. I think we are live. So, all right, cool. Hello, everyone. My name is Kelvin Cook. I'm the founder and CEO of Hoof Financial Inc. I decided to go live today, right? For the past few weeks, I've been giving these talks about, how I believe the blockchain technology can help catalyze a new era of financial inclusion. In fact, it's already begun. And it's important to me. Helping people succeed financially has been important to me for as far back as I can remember, going back to when I was deciding on the major for college. And when I learned more about blockchain and what was possible, I just felt the need to get involved, dive in deep, and then help other people understand what blockchain is all about. Because again, it's changing many lives financially, and it will continue to do so as the rest of society tends to catch up to crypto heads. And I say that lightly because I consider myself a crypto head, so that's not a derogatory term. But it doesn't mean that, I'm asking you to be one either. In fact, without further ado, let's just get into the talk, right? I've prepared a few slides just to help keep me on track. I hope you don't mind. It's nothing too deep. Again, it's just a basic understanding of the technology and to explain how you can get involved. So before I get started, I do have to get the legal stuff out of the way. All right. This is just a legal disclaimer. Nothing in this presentation is an offer to sell or solicitation of an offer to buy any tokens. Hoof Financial Inc. is publishing this presentation solely to receive feedback and comments from the public. If and when Hoof Financial Inc. offers the sale of any tokens or a simple agreement for future tokens, it will do so through a definitive offering documents, including a disclosure document and risk factors. Those definitive documents may or may not include an updated version of the contents of this presentation, which may differ significantly from the current version if and when Hoof Financial Inc. makes such an offering in the United States. The offer will likely be available solely to accredited investors pursuant an exemption from registration, if applicable, to tokens as securities with the United States Securities and Exchange Commission under Regulation D and Rule 506. Nothing in this presentation should be treated or read as a guarantee or promise of how Hoof Financial Inc.'s business or the tokens will develop, or of the utility or future value of the tokens. This presentation outlines current plans, which could change at its discretion, and the success of which will depend on many factors outside Hoof Financial Inc.'s control, including market-based factors within the data and cryptocurrency industries, among others. Any statements about future events are based solely on Hoof Financial Inc.'s analysis of the issues described in the presentation. All right, this analysis may prove to be incorrect. So that's just the legal stuff. All right, guys, got to get that out of the way just to make sure that I'm not, excuse my language, but I don't want to make anybody mad, including the SEC, right? So just had to get that part out of the way. I think you guys understand. Now, let's get into the fun stuff. All right. What is blockchain? How you doing, Latoya? Thank you for joining my live broadcast. I appreciate your attendance. What is blockchain technology? All right. I can sit here and go through a bunch of technical terms, right? Because I've read enough white papers to do so. However, I think it's more fun if we run a little experiment, right? All right. I want you to collect some data for me. All right. Look out your window right now. Tell me, is the sky blue? That's the data. All right. Now, let's build our first block. I want you to type into the chat, whether you're viewing this now or later, it doesn't matter. Type into the chat whether or not a yes for if the sky is blue, a no if it's clouds in the sky. All right. Type that into the chat. Do that for me. Wait a second. All right, cool. I'm going to assume you did. All right, fantastic. We have our first block. Now, do we all agree that the data that's currently in the block was derived as a result of the question that I just asked about the sky being blue? Yes or no? We all agree? Fantastic. Raise your hand. All right. We're all in consensus. Cool. Let's take this block and add it to our blockchain. We've now established our blockchain. We have our Genesis block. Now that we have our Genesis block, let's send that to everybody. This is not just any copy, all right? This is the certified original copy of the blockchain, this Genesis block itself. Everybody on this live stream right now has a copy of this Genesis block. All right, cool. Now, let's do it again. Tell me, are the leaves on the tree green right now? Get that data for me. Cool. Let's build our second block. Type in the chat yes or no if the leaves on the tree are green. Great. We have our second block. Now, do we all agree that the information that we have in our block is a result of the questions that we just asked about the leaves on the tree being green, and that it was the second question in our series of questions that we just asked? Do we all agree? Fantastic. We all agree. We have 2 blocks on our blockchain. Now, let's send certified original copies of the entire blockchain to every single body that's viewing this live broadcast right now. Fantastic. Guess what we have, guys? We have a blockchain. All right. That's the beauty of blockchain technology. We all have copies of the exact same information distributed in real time. That means I don't have to trust the information that you give me. I can just verify it myself. That is the beauty of having a distributed ledger. Okay. It's called distributed ledger technology. Everybody has it. Everybody has original copy, access to real-time information. Well, sub-real. I say real-time loosely, right? Because some blockchains are faster than others. But that's why the technology is so important. Instead of all of that information being on, say, one cloud that one company or organization controls and kind of gives you access to it, right? Everybody has copies of the exact same information. It's really powerful, and it has a bunch of implications in all kinds of industries. All right, here's a list of some of the industries that are either currently using blockchain technology or they're exploring the use of blockchain technology. It's literally everywhere. One of my favorites is real estate. Why? Because real estate industry is slow to adopt new technology, right? Which means 2 things. Number one, it's prime for disruption, because the moment a piece of technology can enter and actually gain traction within the industry, it's going to do extremely well. But the other issue is that if it's not broke, don't fix it. People who own real estate make a lot of money, so it's hard to convince them to do something otherwise. The expenses that they do have, even if it's costing them $40 to $60 billion a year, it doesn't really matter. They're still making so much money that's just peanuts at the end of the day. I'm talking about an industry that's trillions. Like it's a really big industry. So whoever can establish a product in that industry, especially using blockchain technology, is going to be extremely successful. All right, cool. One thing that's common, though, amongst any industry is that there's always a buyer and a seller. Okay. And in order for a buyer to get access to the goods and services that the seller is offering, they have to exchange value, something of value, and money is what's used. All of these industries exist outside of Web3. Therefore, there's always a current thing. There's something that they're using right now to get it done. And cryptocurrency money is, I'm sorry, not cryptocurrency, but money is what's exchanged. Okay. That's why cryptocurrency is so popular, because no matter what industry you're in, there's a buyer and a seller, and somebody has to, somebody has to get, paid at the end of the day. Right. And so again, that's just it. That's why cryptocurrency is so popular, and everybody's really speculating on which project or which platform is going to gain traction amongst the general public first. Think about how big the cryptocurrency markets are, and that's just a subset of our greater society. When the rest of everyone else, jumps on board, it's going to be exceedingly more valuable than it is today. So just keep that in mind. That's why you see prices. You can see the price of cryptocurrency going up by 5 or 10% one day and down by 10 or 20% the next day, or vice versa. It's all speculation about who's going to get there first. But look, at the end of the day, we know that it's here to stay. 75% of the population in America either have a positive or indifferent outlook on cryptocurrency, because they know it's money. At the end of the day, it's designed to be money used on the internet. That's what cryptocurrency is all about. With so much commerce being done on the internet, it's the perfect vehicle to get it done, right? That's why so many Americans believe in it. And 21%, that means 1 in every 5 people in this country are adults. They have dabbled in cryptocurrency before. So everybody knows that it's here to stay. It's just a matter of time before it gains acceptance amongst the general public. And that's the beauty of it. So here's the thing. What makes cryptocurrency and fiat currency different? Fiat is like US dollars, euro, the yen, all of the regular, currencies in the different countries that exist in the world. Okay. Um, what makes them so different? Really, what it all boils down to is control. In a bank account, you typically have transaction volume limits, so you can only have a certain number of transactions per day. There may be value limit, so you may be only able to do, say, $2,500 or $5,000 worth of transactions in a day, right? The bank has limits on, how many. They establish those limits for a reason, right? It's to protect you for in cases of fraud, right? But there are limitations. Sometimes there are transactions. It just bugs me. One time I was trying to make a large purchase. I had to call the bank first and say, "Hey, I'm about to make this large purchase. Please let it go through," because they had previously denied it. So just having to do that extra step can be a little bit annoying. But at the same token, if you lose your password, you can easily just go, log onto your online banking account and reset your password, right? Those conveniences are made available to you. In crypto in your wallet, you have what's called you have a username and login, but then you also have a security phrase, right? And if you lose that security phrase, it's a wrap. Okay, you will not gain access to your money at all. So what a lot of people in the crypto space do is they spread their money out among several different wallets because they don't want to have too much in one particular wallet, because if they lose the user password or security phrase, then they lose all their money. But by the same token, there are no limitations. I can send money to who I want, how much I want, whenever I want. It doesn't really matter, and it's open 24/7. Right. So that's kind of where the two differ. Excuse me. But look, it's not all honky dory. It's not all fun and games. At the end of the day, there's a lot of fraud. Just like there was a lot of fraud in the banking, there is a lot of fraud in the banking realm, the real world. There's a lot of fraud in cryptocurrency too. So don't just go into, jumping into cryptocurrency, putting all your money in wallets and one particular token or platform and any of those things, because there is a lot of fraud. Some of the fraud that you need to be curious about or be kind of cautious about, in my opinion, are the pump and dump schemes, where they build up all this hype. The founders build up all this hype about this project. And this is their shiny new token, and it's going to be amazing. It's going to do all these great things, all these gaudy projections. And then as soon as people start to buy into it, before the product even launches, before or after, really, all of the founders start to pull their money out, and everybody who bought in late they just lost all their money. So it's almost like a pyramid scheme. So you want to be careful about pump and dump schemes. The other is like unscrupulous promoters. You might have a celebrity or somebody of great notoriety come on and speak great things about this particular crypto project, but they fail to disclose that they're being paid to say all those nice things. There's already been several celebrities that have been fined for doing that. You have to, it's almost like if Michael Jordan were to go on television and say, "Hey, these Adidas are fantastic. I think you should buy them," knowing good and well he's had a contract with Nike for like ever, and the Jordan brand, is partially owned by Nike. So he would never put on a pair of Adidas, probably never have in his adult life. And if he has, it wasn't on TV. It was, in his private life, probably in the house, and they were like some slide-ons or something like that. Like that's, what I mean? The type of, a fraud that exists in the crypto world. And truth be told, that's what the SEC is trying to prevent, right? And cryptocurrency itself will not gain, in my opinion, notoriety or general acceptance, until there is some type of regulation that's meant to, keep, weed out the bad actors at the end of the day. Because if and truth be told, and again, just my opinion, if your company isn't as passionate about rooting out bad actors as a regulatory agency, then you shouldn't really be doing business anyway. Because look, Actors exist, and they can ruin your platform for everybody, no matter how good it's supposed to be. Bad actors can ruin it for everyone. So you need to be your company, your project, your organization needs to be passionate about protecting, your general consumer. So that's what I wanted to say about crypto crypto fraud. So let's talk about how we can kind of catalyze how blockchain technology can catalyze financial inclusion. As we talked about earlier, um, the potential has far reaching blockchain technology has far reaching potential in every industry, because every industry has a buyer and a seller, and you have to exchange something of value in order to gain access to the goods and services of another organization, right? So what can you do, right, to get involved, right? Think about your day-to-day life, think about your job, think about the pain points that exist, you know the steps that have to be taken in order for you to accomplish your job or what you're setting out to do. And think, is there a way that the transparency or the speed or the democratization, right, that's the catchphrase, the access to information, would that blockchain technology provides, how could that impact your day-to-day life, right? Think about it and do a Google search, find organizations that are working on something that you're passionate about, that you care about. And if you can't find anything, then consider starting that project for yourself, right? This is how we can this is how blockchain technology can kind of force financial inclusion, because it gives everybody the opportunity to create something for themselves, being that it's so new. The technology is so new in terms of the general public's knowledge and acceptance of the technology. It's really been around since, I believe, the 80s, if not before that. Cryptocurrency has been around, obviously, since the mid to late 2000s, right? So none of this is really new. However, technology moves at the speed of light sometimes. So, in theory, so it's really old in terms of the technology itself. So, but general acceptance, the public does not know what blockchain is, which is why I'm doing this presentation, and they haven't accepted or adopted it by a large scale. Therefore, there's still opportunity for you. Consider blockchain technology today like email in the late 90s. Like, remember when you were like, I don't want to send my letter to granny via email, because what if somebody in the sky snatches it? Now they know my deepest, darkest feelings for my grandmother. Nowadays, imagine what people will send via text message, let alone an email. Email is considered, more secure, right? And to some people. So it's just this kind of like where blockchain is today, right? It's so new, people are still nervous about it. There's not enough regulation around it. Bad actors haven't been weeded out enough. So that's kind of where crypto is today. So the opportunity is still ahead of you. It's almost like the internet itself, right? Internet 1.0 was the internet. Internet 2.0 was social media. Internet 3.0 is about putting the internet, the infrastructure of the internet, into your hands, right? And in that vein, that's what my company is focused on. Look, I named my company Hoof Financial. Hoof is an acronym for helping out our friends, right? I know I come from meager beginnings. I grew up in public housing. I know that, personal finances is a lot of times hard to talk about, right? You don't, the reason being is, in high school, it was cool to say, oh, I suck at math. But as an adult, it's not cool to say, oh, I can't keep my personal ledger, my bank account, balanced, right? It's not cool to say those things. So you keep them close to your heart, close to your vest, and you project what you believe others want to see when it comes to your personal finance, or how you want to be represented in public. But the truth of the matter is, all of us on a socioeconomic spectrum could use some help financially. Think about it. A landlord or a business owner wants to minimize their expenses. Why not ask your customers, right? Or, ask your customers to do certain things to help you minimize expenses and give them, make it worth their while, right? So even if you are someone who is, who has, access to capital, so on and so forth, there are still financial goals that you want to accomplish. Just like people who are at the lower end of the socioeconomic spectrum, they have financial goals that they want to accomplish. My company is laser focused on creating mutually beneficial financial outcomes. We find creative ways to turn everyday financial decisions into acts of building generational wealth, whether you're already established or trying to get established. It doesn't matter. That's what we're all about, and that's what we do. Um, Look, if you'd like to support us, we're creating a community of people who are learning about blockchain. You know, we are excited about the opportunity that's in front of us to be involved at a granular basis at its infancy in terms of general public acceptance, right? We're excited about blockchain technology. We're excited about what we can do to get involved at this early stage. And it doesn't mean taking your money and investing in cryptocurrency. That's not what I'm talking about. We're talking about creating the infrastructure that allows consumers to really consumers, again, no matter where you come from on the socioeconomic spectrum, it's allowing consumers to realize the true value that you create in our society. That's what my community is all about. This is just a forum. It's not a service. I'm not asking you to invest in the cryptocurrency, any cryptocurrency or anything. In fact, I want to give you some of my cryptocurrency. It's called the Hoofcoin Community Builder. You can have it for free, just so that you can experience, you know, blockchain, Web3 altogether, right? It's about experiencing the technology. Don't put any money into something that you don't fully understand, right? So just join the community. We're available on the App Store and the Google Play Store right now. It's just, like I said, a mobile forum where you can get in, join the conversation, begin to talk about how blockchain and explore ideas about how blockchain can affect your day-to-day life. All right. And, I'm going to be doing some airdrops. The first one is at the end of this month, where I'm just going to be again, everybody, I'll show you how to create your wallet, and, I'll send the cryptocurrency over to you. I personally chose the Solana Smart Chain just because they're so fast and so cheap, right? Yeah. Excuse me, at the end of the day. So it allows me to, give a little bit of what I have, my resources, and use that to help you gain exposure to it. So that's basically it. I'm not asking you to buy anything. All right. So don't invest. There's nothing to invest in because it's not listed on an exchange. I just want you to touch it, feel it, interact with it, and learn, what it's all about. So it's available. I'll post a link in the description of this video, or I'll tell you what, I'll do it right now. If you can bear with me for just a second. Sorry, that's the example. You can just go to go to my website and you can see it in the neighborhood.hoofit.io. So https:// there we go. Cool. Post that there so you can see it. And that's basically it, guys. That's all the information that I wanted to share. If you're hopping in now, feel free to, after this video post, you can go back and look at the beginning of the video and go through the whole blockchain 101 exercise. And, we actually, if you missed it, we built a blockchain in the video. So it's pretty cool. So that you can kind of understand what it's all about. So yeah, that's basically it. If you have any questions, you want to talk, just chop it up. You got some questions that you want to ask specifically that you don't want to ask in the public, you can definitely do that. Shoot me an email. It's kcook@hoofit.io. I'm happy to talk. I also have a link that I can post. Oh, it never showed up. What's wrong? The banner never showed up. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so that's where you can find the information about my blog and my forum. You can join the website itself, or download it on the Google Play App Store. Sorry, there's a link. There we go. Cool. If there is anyone out there, feel free to I was gonna say, if you do leave a comment and I'm not live anymore, I am happy to respond to the comments in the section. So that's perfectly fine. Like it, share it. Anybody who wants to learn more information about the blockchain technology itself, or how I believe it could apply to your specific use case, your industry, then I love doing that type of stuff, because at the end of the day, again, if we can create something special, together, it just goes back to me enforcing the kind of mission of my my company, which is to help people succeed financially. And again, helping out our friends. I mean, that's what it's all about, right? Yeah. So that's basically it. All right, so I'll stay on for maybe another minute or so. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to pop them in the chat. I'll answer them now live, or I will answer them as kind of place them in the chat, whatever platform you're on right now. I'm happy to do that as well. I should have queued up some music. I am I don't know. I have a pretty eclectic taste in music, but I find myself listening to LMA these days, right? she just released a new album and I think it's pretty cool. So I could have queued up something there, but I didn't do that. I didn't think about that ahead of time. In fact, I just made the decision to go live instead of doing doing a private presentation today. So yeah, didn't really plan for that. All right. So doesn't look like there are any questions out in the atmosphere right now, or if so, I can't see them right now because of the platform that I'm using. But all right, cool. So thank you guys for taking a few minutes out of your day to listen to me kind of talk. Again, I'd like to say, welcome to blockchain, man. Get involved in some way, shape, or form. All right. Either create something on your own or support something that you believe in. Because it's at its early stage. And again, everybody's been saying blockchain, this is the greatest, transfer of wealth in world history. I get it. However, cryptocurrency itself has taken a big dive recently, and we don't want people getting caught up in that either. So it's not mature to the point, I believe, where the everyday person should be going in there investing in cryptocurrency. I think that we need to create the infrastructure and the regulatory environment surrounding it first. And then you can get involved on a deeper level. But thank you. I'm happy to talk about it, chat it up with anybody, shoot me an email. I'm happy to share what information I know and help you kind of brainstorm and how you can get involved. Think infrastructure though, okay? Not cryptocurrency. That'll come. Think infrastructure. All right, cool. Thanks a lot. Love you. With the love of Christ. I'm Christ-fearing man, God-fearing man, so unashamed. Love you with the love of Christ. Have a wonderful day. Have a blessed weekend. Be safe. And looking forward to hearing from you. So let's chat it up, man. Let's make some stuff happen. All right. Have a great day, guys.